Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Julian with me. A comfortable 5-1 win. Were we ever in doubt, Julian?
No, it was never in doubt. Never, ever in doubt. I mean, they had their moment. They scored a goal.
Yeah.
I was happy for them. You know, give them their consolation, but that's all it was.
Do you think the back line will be massively disappointed with obviously that goal going in? Because I actually thought we weren't going to concede today, but that consolation goal, does that tamper today?
Not at all. Absolutely not at all. The concentration today and the emphasis was going forward. Even if they'd scored 2 or 3, we'd have gone and scored 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Whatever they were going to do today, we were going to do more. It was more of an entertainment. I mean, it enhanced the night seeing Sunderland score, especially for the Sunderland fans. I mean, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
5,000 of them. Fair play to them. But then if I lived in Sunderland, I wouldn't need much of an excuse to leave. And they've enjoyed it.
Yeah,
they've enjoyed it. They had their moment, and now they've got a 7-hour coach drive back.
They come to see the Arsenal, as the famous chart goes.
Yeah. And they did come to see the Arsenal, and they saw a great Arsenal, even though it was very much our shadow team.
Yeah, yeah. And on that, it kind of coincides with their manager saying that, you know, we're not a big side, and I look forward to being Arsenal playing a big side. So it's quite funny that he said that, and then, you know, they got sent packing today.
Yeah, I think there was a bit of sarcasm, and he was making a bit of a joke. And the other side of it, he was building up the match a bit.
Yeah.
You know, he was giving it a bit of interest. I don't have any issues with what he said, especially as we spanked him.
Let me speak about Pepe and Eddie and Nketiah. Obviously, they came in the side today, and for me, stole the show. Were you happy and pleased seeing them today?
Very much so, especially Eddie. I think Eddie does have a future at Arsenal.
Do you think we should fight to get a contract? I know he's saying he's worried about minutes at Arsenal and doesn't want to sign a contract. Do you think we should be fighting to keep him at Arsenal?
I think when you look at the Aubameyang contract situation a few years ago, and there was all this signed a thing.
Yeah.
Everyone is very much into, you've got to sign him. But you had a player there that is at the top of his game, and he's only going one way. Whereas what you've got, and I think people forget this with Eddie, he's still a very young player. And as Lee said, well, I said to Lee, and then he repeated it, stole my line, he is the fox in the box.
Yeah.
And we don't have too many of those. He may miss a few, but he's always getting in the right position. He's always looking busy. And there was one moment where he was clean through, but his touch was spectacular. It was the one where he brought it down, and that was as good as any touch I've ever seen. The way he killed that ball was tremendous. He then tried to chip the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
If it was me, I would have taken the goalkeeper on and just rolled it into an empty net. He tried something, it didn't come off. But if he'd scored that goal, that could have been one of the goals of the century. Honestly, it would have been fantastic. For that touch, you look at that touch, how he just killed that and then kicked it, you know, just tried it again to chip him. It was a real shame that didn't come off.
Okay, goal of the century has a bit. I mean, if it
would have been, but it wasn't. Let's just.
And I must say, he said sign nothing, but you know, sign the thing. Same thing with the Aubameyang thing. I had to,
And look, if we do sign him up again, he's going to cost us a lot less than Aubameyang has, and he's on the up. It's like stocks, isn't it? Stocks and shares. You want to sign a player when they're on the up. And I think he really is.
Yeah, so you're against the fact that his stock's going up and we should sell him to then bring in someone else. You think, what's the point? Keep him.
Well, the reality now, with his contract running down, if we sell him in January, and I know Turk said it would be nice to get 10 million for him, I don't think we'd get anything like that, not because he's not worth it, but because of the contract situation. He's got 6 months to go till he's out of contract. So we're not going to get that much for him. And for me, he's a player that is worth keeping, especially even if he's not going to be Arsenal long term, if you sign him again and you give him a run of games, and if he's scoring, why don't you give him a run of games? And then his stock goes up and you can sell him for more than 10 million, 10, 20 million, if that's what you want to do. Okay. But I think he's got the potential to be an Arsenal forward. I think he's good enough.